Hi there, friends. This is Joy with Joy to the World, here to bring an intuitive look into what's going on with Mars and Aries. This is that video I've been promising you if you tune into other videos. Mars is wanting to speak. He's not wanting to defend himself, but he's wanting to enlighten us on what is going on, because the main gist behind it is kind of like the news. A lot of times when transits are occurring, their negative sides are played up, not necessarily their assets, and they're shown in a bad light, and they're telling me that what you see is what you get, and what you hear is what you'll expect, and you're going to get more of that. So he's wanting us to bring in some of his truth, some of his energy, and also to bring in the soul sister energy of Black Moon Lilith, that is also in Aries along with Chiron. So we have a unique dynamic going on there, a triad going on of being able to, they're saying, fork and find our way through to pull out the goodies, the niblets, the tidbits of what it is that we're seeking and wanting and desiring to see in our own life, to bring forth that manifestation, and not like the typical use of the word, but it's really using our mindset to set our directive. Okay? So while you're here, subscribe if you hadn't already. Ring that bell and you'll know anytime I post new videos. And if you like this, give it a big thumbs up for me and share with your friends and family. So anyways, the main thing coming in here is we are in perfect alignment. He's letting me know it's right time, right place to bring this up, because we have the matching signs like bookends, supporting of one another. So we have protection, challenges mirror, progress is certain, balance your emotions and gut instincts, okay? And he really circled and tuned into that instincts, which is very much an Aries trait. Wanting to leverage and access all the creative points of balance, of beauty, of life going on in the whole action of what's really occurring. And then it says celebrate. Things are looking up. And that's how we want to set off with this. We want to be in a good energy, in a good vibe, to begin to see Niz is already itching. There we go. To see the beauty of the life coming in, to see what our planets afford us, not just in our natal and our birth chart, because that's why so many of us are tuning in here. You tune into your zodiac, right? Because you're like, oh, that's me. Let me tune in. Well, life is still moving. The world is still turning. That wheel of fortune is going. So part of the tarot and the decks that we look at is feeling out this energy and putting it into a format that we can see and communicate on and about. But they also speak through the airwaves, which is what we see coming in here on this first card, number 37, the moon. We see the cycles of life playing out, and not just the phases of what we can see, but do you see their lines, their energies going on all through there? They're sending it out like a record being played, like messages being sent to us, illuminating us and aligning our stars to bring us in that union and synchronicity with their energy. It's just like they're showing me when relay racers run a race, there's that margin in which the transfer can occur, and they have to be able to align up in that short period of time, that window is what he's saying, into the same speed in order to hand off flawlessly and to not lose a millisecond of the race of momentum, right? And that's what Mars wants us to do. When we get in this wisdom and in this way, we will begin to see the energy for what it really is and have a true reflection. And we're not going to see this as like insurmountable or difficult or against us, but we'll see it as enlightening, uplifting, and crafting and creating worthy of vision, being able to reach this mountain peak, this mountain top, sorry for the glare, y'all, in order to be able to see more clearly and at a distance, to gain some foresight, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And he's saying foresight will serve you far much greater than hindsight. I mean, look at this year 2020 and the shizdizzle we're going through and how it's shaking and waking us up. He's like, well, don't fall asleep. Don't fall prey to these ideologies and things that just circulate about. Kind of like the news. Bad news sells. It makes the world turn. It puts things out there, and it's what people tune into because it's very sensationalized. It's very polarizing. But he wants us to know the good news here. Not just Mars, but I hear Lilith now chiming in saying, tell them the good news. Tell them about us. Tell them about what's going on and what we're bringing forth. So Lilith is stepping in here along with Chiron to bring in the birthing of the new self, the full resurrection, the healing of who we are, meaning it's kind of like the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Treat them the way you would have treated yourself. Could you have helped yourself in that situation? Be love makers. Make the love that you yourself needed. Whether you got it or not, in no way disempowers you from being able to bring it forth and create it forth. It's that knowledge and that understanding of how it should be that empowers you and enables you to walk in love and share that love with others. Because it will be, in a turn, a healing for what you didn't receive, is what Chiron's saying. I love it. They're all just like chattering about. I don't know if you can see them, but they're definitely here talking. Now, this is just my shadow right behind me, but giving me some backup, right, Pete? So here we go. Now, underneath the celebrate, what we are here to celebrate is this. They're telling us that we're not blocked. We're open. We're an open channel. Do you see this? Can you see that straight shot coming down, moving through your mind's eye? You're harnessing that trinity, that trilogy, that, what they call themselves, the triumvirate. I don't know. Let's back up and listen. Whatever, the triad. That's right. They call themselves the triad of their energy, not to mention in conjunction with the instinct, like you were saying over here, the gut instincts of the sign of Aries, of that initiation of the catalyst, the spark, the genius, the glow, the inkling, right? Oh, they're winking at me. They're like the inkling. They're like, here, the moon, those feelings that we get. I love it because it's boding deep down inside under this great skirt, the skirt of the earth. It's the power of the moon. The moon moves the tides. The moon is a mover and a shaker. They said, don't underestimate the power of us and what we can do. Just because you can't see us necessarily with the naked eye, like the images that NASA gives us that we can see it that way, you can perceive us, you can feel us, and we want you to be aware and know that we are here for you. We're here on your side to bring about your greatest good. And that's not like a whooping that you got or time out from your parents saying, learn your lesson so you can grow. They're like, no, we're beautiful. We're affording you our energy, our power to synergize with. How do I work these lights, y'all? Okay, there we go. We're doing that. We're giving you this beautiful gift. Do you see them all working here? They're all working here and coming into, let me figure out how to do this. There we go, to get the light on the sky. And we're affording you this new birth, this new life, this bringing about of your greater self. The one that, this new birth that they're talking about is birthing into your amness, your amnios, your beingness of who you are. And being even requires a bit of action. So am is the innate self. It's literally who you are, your you-ness and what you're made up of. Is your like spiritual DNA, your vibration, your soul song. And we came in requiring other people's help. And we all have some issues we're working through. So you might have sort of been the guinea pig in that situation, right? That somebody trained you and was an example for you, and they came in the layers that you couldn't even perceive. They bypass the frontal lobe, and they're in there like programming. But that's what they're letting us know. As I said, we've been there since the beginning too. We've been programming you since the beginning to sharing our love song, our message, our vibrations with you, helping your world form and shape and move around and go around. And this you can rely on. You can count on us. We're giving ourselves to you. We're enlightening you. We're sharing our beauty and our power with you so that you can bring forth, which is Lilith. In Aries, she's going to be there 9 months and is bringing forth this power, this knowingness of who you are. It can kind of have a little bit of like turbulence going on. But, when I go through turbulence in the sky, when I'm in an airplane, I just deem it as like potholes in the air. Because when you're in a car, you don't flip over the potholes, right? You're like straight up, don't bust my tire, but you can kind of dodge and move around them. Well, so it's like these ripples, these bumps, like Lilith, there's some air pockets, and she's saying, tell them to not be afraid, to know that what is going to birth forth from you isn't that alien coming out. It's going to be something beautiful. And because she's in conjunction with Mars, she's pointing this out, that Martian, that alien. Yesterday, 7/7, July 7th, they were telling me I knew it was the gate of energy return because I knew it was the sevens, but they said clearly it was the Martian gate. And that, okay, y'all, just go ahead and laugh. Hee hee hee. But they mean the gate of Mars. And that's what she's working with, okay? It's about the reverting back, and that reverting is being able to turn back the hands of time, to be able to go back and to do it differently. Think of time travel movies, time travel, time machines, right? That's kind of what's going on here with Lilith, Chiron, Mars, all in Aries. And Aries is the get to it, the snap, jump, here we go. So it's like Johnny on the spot kind of going on. It's like the moment you're ready, hit the gas, we will blast off and we will take you there. We're going to go straight into the eye of the dragon. We're going to go through the eye of the needle. We're going to go right into what it is you have been seeking. Because you know what? When you go straight for what you're seeking and what you really want, you'll shed everything. It'll all fall and drop off like dross, like scales, like packaging, wrapping. It's just going to come off and pop. There's the present. There's the nut, the kernel, the hilt, the what you're looking for. And it's pointing into this upper energy we've got going on here called the Quill. Get back to the basics. They said be the author of your own story. Tell your story. And I'm going to do it this. You see that feather upside down like a frown. You can be a frown or a smile. You can be a smile or you can be a frown. It's up to you. Write your story. Remember that perspective of the mountains. Things are only as big as you can see them, or you can use that greatness, that opportunity, that challenge to leverage and rise up and be able to see the vista far beyond, to see so far into your future. Not that you lose sight of the present. You're journeying in the present, becoming strong, becoming innovative, and energized and synergized, right? Remember that triad working together to really unleash and loose this magnificent perspective, which totally unblocks you and it increases your worth, value. You're already worthy and you're already valuable. But each stroke, each cut, each facet hones the channeling of the energy to a centralized point. Here we have the elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. How amazing. So that's what the blade is activating, that dragon side, the eye of the needle. It's like forsaking the all for the one, to go through that channel, go through that gate, and it makes you so much wiser. I mean, the elephant has a magnificent crown, the head, the ears funnel everything in so that you can receive, they're saying, the soul song, this earth vibration, and to also their great memory, to recall and remember the programming that they put in you from birth, not just your birth chart, but also along with the cycles of life and what all you've been through, because they don't want to see you in the negative. They're not looking at your downfalls or your shortcomings. They're always teaching you, rise up, rise up. Here's what we see. Put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record, put the needle on the record when the drum beat goes like this. And that's where it came in, that song from Mars, that's when the whole channel came in. They said, get your groove back, girlfriend. Get your groove back, mister. Step on in here and find the align. They're getting all sultry now, like whispering to get us to draw in. Aren't they fantastic? But you'll have this crowning wisdom. You'll have this greater perspective, because foresight, that ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and is a whole lot cheaper than medicine, right? So we don't need that medicine. We need the magic. We need the trust of our rhythm and our soul song. So mount up on that challenge, okay? Now, let's keep going. We're going to keep going across. No, they're saying step on down. So down beneath it, we have the sun sitting, okay? We have this radiance. We have the raw. We have the, raw. You know, if you want to tune into Leo, they had some magnificent energy that we could all learn from. And that's the next sign we'll be moving into in the zodiac, right? And it has to do with the sun, the solar, the illumination, the easy day, easy way. Because you know what? When our path is illumined by the sun, which is a star, right? We're able to see and we're able to move more deftly, DEFTLY, with more skill and ability and agility, right? We're able to see what is clearly in front of us and make the proper decisions and choices. Hey, we got a visitor. Look at there. Hey, this is my son, Gray.
Nice to see y'all.
All right. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
So it gives you that clarity and that insight, and it gives you confidence and radiance. That's what you find in this dragon's eye, which makes perfect sense. Look at that. That's where they're like, you need to delve on in right now. Give them a slice of that joy. And I'm like, okay, let them see that it's all worth it. That it is supposed to be easy, magnificent, superhuman is kind of what I hear them saying. Yeah, and I see her. She's gazing down. She's gazing down across the spread, looking at that sun. You see her rubbing her neck, kind of wistful and longing, like, ooh, you know, cooing, being kissed by the sun, like a lover, intimately and being intimately known. That's how the planets want to be known. They want to share themselves with you. They want to give themselves to you and offer you their love, their perspective, their power, their imminence is what they're saying. So we have to travel up and we're traveling back down. So we're weaving here apparently, which is good because this is the basket. All right, let's weave this basket. Recognition and reward for merit. And they say when you begin to recognize how they're here for you and how life is lined up to benefit you, to help you be your best, to kind of catapult you forward and to equip you and they're saying manage you, and not manage you like boss you and tell you what to do, but management lets you know how to move about, how to plan your day, how to work with the best energies at the best time. Like if you're groggy at a certain time of day, you're not going to book an important meeting then, right? So they're saying we know all this about you. Let us be intimate with you. Begin to hearken and lean into who we are. You know, like her, be like, what? You got something to say? And they're wanting you to lean into that, to begin to look for the good, the strong points of how it resonates with your energy. Just like when you read your horoscope, right, for your whichever sign you're tuning into, whether it's your sun, your moon, your rising, whatever, you're looking for the beneficial points. You're not going, let me find all the negatives about myself. Because if we'll operate in our strengths, usually the negatives just fall away, just like that eye of the needle, right? When we focus on the one thing, what is important, what is our strength, all that dross, all that other stuff, it gets shed, it gets squeegeed off. Kind of like when they go through the car wash in Willy Wonka. You know, they go through that little tight space and they come out squeaky clean. Not just clean, but dry and back in tip-top shape. That's what they're pointing out here. I love it. We're going to Wonka Land. We're going to Wonka Land. All right, which is full of sweet delights, they're saying. And we have a reiteration of the mountain, the major challenge to overcome. And that challenge is your mindset. It's how you've been viewing this and perceiving the planets to be as if they're like some wicked stepmother against Cinderella, you know, trying to keep you from going to the ball and having fun, when really they're like, hey, let's put some thread in that needle. Let's make that dress. Let's get you to the ball. Let's let the magic begin. Can you see all this percolating and effervescing down beneath it? This is where they're coming from. Their intention and their desire for you, for us, is that magic, like the fairy godmother. Ooh! And that's where we have Mars and Lilith actually making like a baby down here in the Three of Wands. Well, Chiron, he says, don't leave me out. We are all here. We are all here. And it's being able to like an asp. You know, that's what we see straight up here in the center. And it has to do with like that reptilian mind. Okay, the brain stem, which is where all of our governing functions come from, our regulator. Okay. Altering our regulator. Interesting. Sorry, y'all. I'm stepping into this free and open just like y'all, and I didn't know what's coming here. So I said I'll give them permission to speak and see. So give me just that grace, that moment. They're bringing forth life. So what they're telling me is the snake doesn't miss what it aims for. Like, no need to be overly protective. We've got your back. We've got you covered. We are watching out for you is what they're saying. They're like the protective parents. And why they're showing me the Beverly Hillbillies, I have no idea. They're telling you don't feel out of your element, out of place. You're perfect just the way you are. Go about naturally as you are and enjoy your life and follow what your desires are. They aren't supposed to be any particular way or what others would perceive as, you know, grand or fantastic. It's just like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. He was so humble and simple. He just wanted to bring Grandpa with him. He wanted to have that opportunity to go through the factory. And little did he know that he would get the whole thing. That they would bust through that glass ceiling in that Wonka Vader and see the whole big world. So what he really wanted in his humble heart is the whole world. You're telling me whole brain, whole minded, the restoration of your whole life, your whole friggin' self. The whole self. The ability to see with the whole mind, the whole cycle. Like, you're no longer the photograph or the snapshot. You are the photographer. Oh, all right. I remember life telling me one day when I was out at the ocean crying out because I had this terrible brain injury and it suffered and difficult and all this junk. But anyways, I was like, I want to be the cream. And they said, no. And I was like, oh, what? No. They said, you are the hand that skims the cream. You're the magnificence behind the magic. You're the Oz behind the curtain. You're the Wonka deciding the wonder. Well, aren't we all up in that colorful world? Well, let's just be some magic here. Okay, so let's keep going. Next to the arrow, under that, the fascination is what they're saying. The fascination that you now have with life, how they remember they were whispering and drawing us in and getting us wooed into their magic and into their love. I mean, that's the gift that they're giving us, this renewal of our mind, of our energy, of the delights and the wonder of like childlike wonder. So the fascination, that's why it's on his side, right? It's the full channel being able to shockwave and come all the way through. The fascination, let me turn that around. Keep it all together here, right? The fascination stepping in is number 18, the Earth Keeper. The circle of life. To see beyond your years. I see it. It's like a magical birdhouse. Your home in the sky. They're telling me you're home away from home. That's the love song that they sing to you. They're wistful. They're longing for your acknowledgement, to remember where you come from. And to not just have like the chakras the way we see them typically aligned. They're literally talking about our chakras here. To let it be faceted out into all this fascinating, wonderful, enigmatic, charismatic energy. They're saying, let us stir it up. Let us divine you into who you are. It's like you become a kaleidoscope of genuine love. Just give me a moment. I hope y'all are receiving this. Their pure passion and love for us, it's unbridled and it's untethered. And they literally want us to experience life through their perspective. Because think of where they are. They are like here, well beyond the mountain position, so far up above, able to look and see down into, well, just like this Earth Keeper, being able to see down into our world and what it is we genuinely desire at our core, at our center. That is fantastic. Now, underneath here, we have number 25, phenomenon. It says, be still and listen to the spirits. Maybe in a little bit of meditation time, you take time to talk to your planets. Maybe take time to talk to your birth planets, your natal chart. That's a good way to get to know them. Like, I choose to see my moon as something magnificent. It is the unconscious part of the mind, and that's where I have a lot of pain in my head from some head injuries. And I just talk about it being my magnificent mind and being able to show me the truth and to bring its information forward readily, that I'm happy to see it, happy to receive it. And that it doesn't just take while I'm sleeping, although it does require that. It requires ample rest. Those are things that I'm learning from my planets and from their positions. And now I understand the moon is a beautiful reflective rock that we have that's all soft and free from gravity, right? It has a different gravitational pull. That's the phenomenon. Look at the magic of your mind. Look at these new pathways that begin to crank out and begin to light up as you power up. This is your energy body going on. This is what you look like before skin. Before you became hemmed in and remember birthed into this cycle of life of having needed the help when you came. But see, we come from the stars. We come from this place. This is the fascinating self that we are. And they're helping us remember when we let that love song sink in and we begin to know the truth about ourselves and about the planets as the greater good. Of how they work overarching, but how they also work individually, right? And collectively as well. We begin to have that magic of the mind cutting on. And here I see kind of like Wall-E, right? If you've seen that movie, Wall-E is this fantastic, I'm going to call him a little creature. Even though he's a robot, he has a heart, right? So he's more than that. He's this fantastic creature. And he comes down to help deal with a world that is in utter ruin. It's rubble. It's nothingness. Humans don't even know how to walk anymore. They're just spinning around out in space aimlessly, waiting for this time, this moment, this checkpoint, this whatever. And it's just like this repetitive Groundhog's Day, this coming around and nothing changing, everything staying the same. But in steps Wall-E, superhuman, of this world, but not of this world. This fascination, this fascinating creation called you, this beautiful love song that we have with all of life beyond this earth, beyond just spirits, guides, and energies. We have the planets, we have the synergy of all life. It's like the organs of life is what they are. We have this fascination, this magnificence coming in to shake up our world and give us that new perspective of the triad, right? And anyways, Wally meets Eva and finds the sign of life and breaks the cycle and restores our planet by restoring hope, by awakening the spark, the love, finding the green. And green is what happens when our red magic and our white magic combine. It becomes life. We become alive. So, moving on, next to is number 16, the eagle. And this is our perspective. This is our ability to see from the highest heights of the highest of the human realm of our atmosphere and be able to bring it down and in a practical means and manner. It's like a synergy of the language. It comes in a way that we can grasp and we can understand. We're not dumbfounded any longer. We are able to take a grip and a hold and begin to move around in this energy, live and breathe and have our being. And what being is that? This fascinating being, this winged creation, this beautiful mind. Like, we have a bone inside of our skull that cannot be contacted from outside. It's within, and it's winged. It's known as the sphenoid, and it can be seen as a moth or a butterfly or the great eagle, right? And begin to light up our world. This magic, it's kind of like when you see wires ruptured and they're still kind of giving off the last effervescence of sparks, or kind of like a serpent when it's been severed, how it just still gives off sparks of life. They're like, when you come, you're going to bring back that spark with you. You're going to be a catalyst for change by the way you view and see things. And they're like, don't worry about being weird. And I'm telling them, they're like, Joy, you're going to be the one who speaks for the planets. And I'm like, I don't know astrology. They're like, but you know us. You know us, and that's what we want to be known for, our personalities and who we are. Bring that forward and share that, please. Now, underneath the eagle, we have the chariot. Bring it on in. Can you see? Let's okay, tilt it. See the pink over her heart, that high heart energy? It is that wistfulness, that magic of the child, the fairy tale, the happily ever after, the Wizard of Oz, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It is that humble heart. And it's being able to, this is very Chironic, okay, because wolves have to do with wounds. And it's being able to heal the wound. And what was the wound? That we let something blot out or hinder our fairy tale, our happily ever after. That thing in our gut instinct that really would drive us forward, kind of like a homing pigeon with its homing mechanism. Something in our belly calling us home, speaking to us, like the soul song, right, that we had going on here. And they're saying, remember, remember, awake, remember us. And they're calling us to them. Now, I've got to weave back here for a second because I'm going to show the card that's underneath our soul song, okay? Let's take a peek and see what it is. All right, it's the King of Swords inverted. He's coming in, coming down, ready to bring in, as these are like the needles for the record, but interestingly enough, okay, there's 7 of them. And they're feathers as well. But it's just like, there's a drawing I did years ago and I see it. And it was kind of like crayons coming out. That this is the colors of the rainbow. The weaving of the magic. That, okay, so they're telling me they're not just playing one groove at a time like we humans do here on Earth with our record. It's like 7 needles moving across these grooves, playing them. That there's a symphony song. Okay, a symphony, a majesty. And you're finding your power in this, okay? You've been powerless for a time, so you've really sharpened and honed the power of your mind. And now they're going to help you get a grip on this, okay? There's hidden code written all in this. And they're hearkening to the discipline of it. Of being intimate, allowing the contact, the connection to occur. That's the discipline of taking that meditation, that prayer time, that reflection time to be able to listen in and to not just like show up when you want something, hey, tell me this, tell me that, but being able to sit in, to get quiet with yourself, to listen to those those murmurings, that song coming along, and to hear the words. Don't think that they're weird, they're odd, they're not, they're magical, they're mysterious, they're humble, just like the heart of a child, just like Charlie. They allow the truth to penetrate and shock our world, and to enter in, and to be this catalyst, this spark, okay, of that fascinating you. And then the other thing that we have is when they were giving us of themselves, this childlike wonder, and restoring our muse, is what they're saying. Our muse. To be amusing, where we come from. They put number 13, liberation, free yourself, underneath there. Give yourself permission to do this wild, unctuous dance. Can you see that? Dun, 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 dun. You know, kids, when they're little and they dance, they're not about looking cool. They're literally about moving their body in the way that matches the rhythm and the song and the sound that they're hearing. They're allowing that to permeate and to move through and to be this full expression, without censorship. Without censorship. Okay. Which they're saying, take another look at this. Talk about without censorship, right? Okay. Reverting back, and Mars being there. And they're saying, all of you. And up for Yod, which is the awakening of these candles, of this fire, of this passion. And that the diamonds are to ignite today. And so here's Lillis, little tiny side message. The Queen of Swords, 5 of Cups, and the Star. She says, the way you see things are powerful. You are the guardian of this magic gate, of this magic well, of this fountain of youth, of this eternal love song that's been going on, of this. They're saying like dominion of the ages, but how would it translate into something that we understand? They're talking about like foresight, insight, intelligence, the whole workings coming together, become the greater I am. Empowering. Kind of like people work at manifestation, law of attraction. Imagine if you were just attractive. If that were your amness, your amnios, that's what she's really talking about, like the amniotic fluid. She's wanting to bring you forth into your amness, into who you really are. Not who you be, who you are. That's the difference between being and am. Okay? Not who you be and the decisions that you make, but who you are and where you come from. This divine song. Remember this manifestation, playing this record here. So, wow. That is empowering and powerful and shocking and innovative and percolating all through my mind. I mean, it's like, I can't even say this kismet, like the stuff all going on is absolutely and utterly fascinating. So I look forward to sitting on the other side and watching this along with you guys, because I'm telling you, when these babies are open, these are closed, and I'm feeling the energy and the magnificence moving through me. But to sit and be gobsmacked to receive this beautiful message of their love in our lives, and how they are shaping us and faceting us, that we are these divine, magnificent creatures, and that how we see things, so they are, and they want us to see it with a good eye, right? Look at that. Like that good eye. Like James Brown said, get up on that good foot. Restore that high heart of yours. Let those dreams come true. That magical childlike wonder. And it's not even just childlike. You are restored, like she said. The fountain of youth, this eternal life, this magic, the unicorn, right? Resurrection of our hope, our faith, and our love, huh? Hey, are you in it with me? I hope so. Who knows when more of these will come about, but I'm willing, and they are definitely able. Hey, friend and family here at Joy to the World, I'm so glad you joined me, and we got to share this time together in this magical moment. Wishing you well and all your magnificence, for you to be your amness and all that you are. Shine on, beautiful diamond. I love you. Talk to you soon.